So welcome to episode 4 of the Why Natural Remedies Do Not Work for Fibroids 5-part series, okay? Today we're talking about fibroid surgery and how it is not a cure. It actually causes regrowth. This is really important for you to understand, okay? So if you've had a fibroid surgery, whether a myomectomy or a UFE, right, this is for you, or if you're thinking about it, this video is for you, okay? So, a lot of you guys have had the surgery. You've gone through UFE, which is a uterine fibroid embolization, and you, all of a sudden, maybe a few months later, maybe a year later, you start getting the heavier bleeding again. You start getting the fibroid belly again. You start getting the extremely painful menstrual cycles that last like a whole week or 10 days or 2 weeks. You start seeing your period get longer and longer, and those symptoms start creeping back, and then you start being fearful, like, oh my God, are they back? And then you go to the doctor and get an ultrasound or MRI, and then you find out that they are back. So there's confirmation that they are back, right? And this can be extremely frustrating, extremely depressing. Ask me how I know, because I went through that personally, and I had my whole fibroid story on YouTube, in case you guys are interested, okay? Went through that, and I know what that feels like. You went through this invasive, painful surgery just for them to grow back shortly after, or a year later, or whenever, right? Because the way the surgery was sold to you, more than likely, was that after these are gone, that's it. I never have to suffer like this again. That's not true, right? So then you're being offered yet another procedure instead of actually being offered getting to the root cause of the issue, okay? This is what surgery and UFE procedures and other fibroid procedures do. So you don't need another surgery, ma'am. You don't need another myomectomy. What you need to do is address what caused the fibroids to form in your body in the first place. That's extremely important, because by doing that, not only are you going to prevent fibroids, you're also going to prevent the risk of other more serious health issues. You're also going to create a healthy environment in the body, okay? So surgery cuts out fibroids, but it doesn't address what caused them, right? So what does this mean? This means that the fibroids almost always regrow after surgery, because fibroids are just a symptom, right? So if there's fibroids, it's because the environment in the body is filled with lots of waste, toxins, excess hormones, right? That's causing these balls of waste, right? So it's important that you know and understand that, because a lot of women, like I said, they feel as though when you cut this fibroid out, that's it. No, that's not true. As a matter of fact, when you cut the fibroid out, you have to even worry more than somebody that did not have surgery, because when you cut them out, you're aggravating. You're inflaming your body even more. You're aggravating your body. So what that typically does for a woman is that the fibroids grow back, they multiply faster, they grow back more aggressive, the symptoms are worse the second time around. So surgery removes the symptom. It does not remove the root cause. It does not remove the estrogen dominance that's going on in your body when you have fibroids. It does not remove the mineral deficiencies that's going on in your body when you have fibroids. It does not remove the emotional trauma that you've hidden in the body, that you're hidden in the womb energetically, that's going on when you have fibroids, okay? It does not address these root causes, and also the overloaded liver. Surgery can't do that. So what you're doing when you have surgery is that you're literally just waiting for them to grow back after having surgery. That's really how it is. Surgery does not address the root causes. And when you don't address the root cause, you did not address the problem. You just made it worse. And you become in this state of perpetually chasing your symptoms and never healing, okay? That's important for you to realize, because a lot of women, like I said, they don't want to continuously have to worry about fibroids for years and years and years and decades even. But they don't understand that surgery is literally setting you up to be doing that, to do that. A lot of women don't know and realize that surgery actually does cause, for most women, uterine scar tissue, okay? So a lot of women, like I said, I've been working with women getting ready to get rid of their shrink and to get rid of their fibroids for many years. And a lot of women come to me with uterine scar tissue from previous surgeries. You have to understand, whenever you're cutting into anywhere, there's going to be scar tissue. And when you're dealing with myomectomies, there's going to be scar there's going to be uterine scar tissue for the most part, especially if you've had several, more than one, okay? Sometimes for some women, it only takes one. There's going to be adhesions, right? And it's really, like I said, this presents more of an issue, especially for women that are trying to get pregnant, because the scar tissue could, like I said, it could interfere with the tubes. It could, like I said, make it harder to conceive, right? So this is another layer of issue. First, then we have the fibroids growing back. Then we have the scar tissue. It just becomes a ball of mess, and just a ball of toxins, and just, like I said, adhesions in the body, right? And it's really important that you understand this before you make such a drastic decision like having surgery, especially cutting into your uterus, okay? So this worsens the environment in the body, because when you're having a myomectomy, you're cutting into the lymph vessels, and you're already dealing with a congestive lymphatic system when you have fibroids. So then to add more, you're cutting into the lymph vessels, causing more inflammation in the body, because when you cut into your body, there's going to be, it's going to put it in a certain state, in an inflamed state, and you already are dealing with an inflamed body when you have fibroids. So it's worsening your condition on the back end. You may get the temporary relief where you don't have the fibroids for a little bit and you feel great, but then they come back, and they come back quickly, because like I said, you created a more of a inflamed, stressed out atmosphere in the body. That's not how you heal. A lot of women are also taught to chase fibroid removals, removing the fibroids, or to chase quick remedies instead of actually, repairing the problem. And repairing the problem means getting to the root cause of the problem and taking care of it, and being fibroid free for decades to come, and getting your body in a healthy state. A lot of women, like I said, they're chasing these quick fixes and just feeling good today, and having a couple good periods until, of course, the fibroids come back, right? So we got to get out of this mind frame. We've been taught to approach healing, and we try to approach natural healing the same way doctors approach the medical world. Hey, take this pill and everything will be okay. You do this one procedure, everything will be okay. Instead of actually approaching natural healing the right way, which is getting to the root of the problem and healing your body physically and emotionally. Okay, that's important. So the system profits off these surgeries you guys are having, these repeated surgeries, because it's going to have to be repeated if you continue. Like I said, if you have one surgery and you go and you don't get to the root cause of the problem, more than likely you're going to have another one and another one. So the system profits off you repeatedly cutting into your body. And then eventually, what a lot of women do, they get tired and say, just take out the whole uterus, right? And that creates an even bigger problem. That's a whole other conversation. The system does not profit off you fully recovering, you healing your body, you doing the deep work, going through the transformation. The system does not profit from that. Your womb is not betraying you. It's trying to get your attention, right? You're not supposed to fight with your womb or fight against your womb. You're supposed to work with it to heal. You're supposed to listen to it, right? Because that is your feminine, that's your sacred feminine center, your womb, right? So when you try to fight against it and think that it's broken and think that it's the enemy, it's not the enemy, it's you that's creating the atmosphere in your body. It's trying to get your attention. Your body and your womb want to heal, right? But you have to help your body and your womb heal and get out of its way of doing what it's supposed to do. So if you have fibroids or any other womb issue, and you are ready to be fibroid free, you are ready to be free of these reproductive health issues and restore your hormonal balance and be connected to your feminine essence and connected to your womb again, I have a powerful 6-week womb healing experience where I work with you for 6 whole weeks in, fibroid elimination and restoring your hormonal balance and feeling like yourself again, rejuvenating your womb, okay? And transforming the health of your reproductive health, okay? It's so important that you understand that how to get to the root cause of the issues, and also having a womb healing, a fibroid elimination protocol. And that's what we do in our 6-week womb healing experience. Okay, so if you want more information about that, be sure to click the link in my bio. All right, bye.